Hi, how you doing? It's a Man United Agenda. My name is OMONDI. I'm joined by Colm, and we're going to discuss this 4-0 battering by the Bees. We've been stung out here, and it's not nice. The reason I'm late as well, I couldn't find enough Kleenex. I've been crying my eyes out. Welcome to the Man United Agenda. Yes, it's just after final whistle. Sorry, I'll say kickoff. We got kicked off the pitch, basically. It's the final whistle. We've lost 4-0. Most all the goals came in the first half. We're going to go into it. Clearly, I'm usually quite composed and everything. I'm really in shock at the moment. Really disappointing performance. Colm, I'm joined by you. Colm, man, how you doing, bruv? You've been busy all week, dropping shows and podcasts. Did you see this coming?
No, I didn't see this coming, and everybody here knows I'm a very cool, calm, and collected person. I'm very laid back, but today, after watching that garbage, I am fuming.
Okay. Look, it's so soon after. I'm still in a state of shock. We're going to talk about the goals maybe in the first half. Let's talk about the starting lineup. Everyone does a predicted lineup before the show. Everyone was talking about the mistakes we made last week and what changes should be made. Did we have to consider what Brentford had to give us this week when we were making the lineup? I mean, did you have a different lineup to what the manager started with?
My lineup was very similar. It had a few changes. I wouldn't have played Martinez because
stop right there. Why wouldn't you have played Martinez?
Because it's his first time in the Premier League and putting him up against Brentford, who are very tall, very physical. It's not the right kind of game to get him into. You know, you needed Varane, who's played against them. You know,
yeah.
Maguire as well. You know, he's tall, he's physical. You know, I would have played them. Shaw, I wouldn't have played Shaw either because I don't think Shaw's been good enough.
Just from last week, or just he wasn't saying?
I don't think he's been good enough since last season.
Okay.
So,
have you seen enough in Malacia to say that he's over him already?
Judging by some of the performance today, yes. When Malacia came on, he seemed a lot more energetic and wanted it more.
Fair enough. Anyone else you would have changed? Because the midfield was changed. There was no McTominay, for example. It was Fred, McTominay, and Eriksen. Sorry. It was Fred, Bruno, and Eriksen in midfield.
We're limited there, aren't we, really? I think his midfield, I would have probably picked that midfield as well because I can't be dealing with McFred midfield.
Okay, and what about we had Sancho, Rashford, and Ronaldo starting? Was you quite happy with that?
Ronaldo, yes. Sancho, yes. I think a lot of people know I'm not Rashford's biggest fan in the world.
Can you explain why? What's your issue with Rashford?
I just think he has got so much ability and he's not fulfilling it. That is the thing. That's the thing I've got with Rashford. He's always running into a dark alleyway with his head down, not looking up, not picking out passes, and not simplifying his game. And it annoys me so much because the kid has got so much talent.
Okay. And the goalkeeper, obviously you've got Tom Eaton as goal. We're gonna get it. Look, we get into that. So the lineup today. Do you want to read out the lineup? We had De Gea in goal. What's the back four column we started with?
It was Dalot, Martinez, Maguire, and Shaw.
And the midfield three.
The midfield three was Eriksen, Fred, Bruno. And then we had Rashford, Ronaldo, Sancho.
Okay. Looks like we've got a lot of comments as well. I think as obviously Man United fans, the regulars, but we've got a few newbies as well jumping in, obviously to see some sort of despair in our faces. Yes, we're really gutted. I am officially, I'm going to say this now, I'm really upset with what I've seen today. Shall we go through some comments? And just stop me. Let's talk with the comments for now before we go on to further things. So Rebel say, absolute horror show. David De Gea was horrendous for the first two goals. Team completely fell apart. Maguire was with a reckless challenge that he's fortunate not to get sent off for, thanks to Martinez. You want to add to anything there?
Well, obviously David De Gea. I've bigged up David De Gea on previous shows and in the chat. Today he's let everybody down. What a calamity game he had. And again, Harry Maguire trying to do what he does. I'm not Harry's biggest fan either. I think he does quite well every now and again. But that tackle that he made, again, yeah, he was lucky to stay on the pitch in my eyes as well. So
Okay, Rabbi was also saying Ranieri identified the scale of the rebuild that was required at the executive. Have gone about their work at the pace that they would have to speed up to be stopped. Okay, let's move on. Rebels also saying first time since the Premiership commenced that we've lost two games, and let's face it, based on today, we're going to lose the opening 3 games because we've got Liverpool next week. Rebels also saying there has to be serious questions about ownership level, and executive level as to why we have failed so heavily to address the issues that are glaringly obvious and have been for some time. What issues is he referring to, do you think, there, Colin?
Well, there's a long list of issues, isn't there? He's not
Well,
being back.
he's specifically blaming the executive board
Well,
and ownership level. So what issues aren't they dealing with?
well, they're not backing the manager for one, really. You know,
with transfers. Okay.
Yeah, with transfers. Yeah, I mean the team needs help, and Eric Ten Hag can only do so much, but he needs the people above him to do that, give him that help, and they're just not doing it as simple as.
Fair enough. FTB column, you're saying, okay, I'll speak for you, saying it's because they don't care, Rebel. Oh, so you've answered the question. All they care about is the bank balance going up. So that's another addition to what you just said. Rebel, again, Rebel's got a lot to say today. We're going to come on to other people. Also, anyone that is calling that today was completely on Ten Hag needs to adjust their thinking. So he's not blaming the manager. He's just trying to take this closer into the modern style of play, and it's going to take some time. I do agree with you there, Rebel. Unfortunately, it seems to be the case that the backing that is needed to evolve the squad to that level isn't provided. Then we are going in for a long and hobble season with the prospect of progress, with little prospect of progress. Shorten up your thing, man. Stop being so articulate. FC United Forever, how you doing? She's saying someone in the Manchester organised a hit. We're not going to condone that here. I have a list, and you can guess who's number 1. Yes, very funny. Bath Time, how you doing, Bath Time? He says, Rebel, have you seen the men match reports ratings? We haven't. Maybe you can let us know what's going on there. Green column, he's saying here, Woodward specialise in buying players that would commercially be exploited to increase funds available to be extracted by the family across the water. We'll say hi to Tony Silver Fox. How you doing, man? You're doing some great work on Armory and FTB as well. Appreciate your help earlier in the week. All Bath Time, haven't seen them yet. He's talking about that. Lots of zeros. So the scoreline, obviously, Bath Time's indicating there's a lot of zeros with the scoreline. We do our own sort of ratings here. FC United again saying, for F's sake, bringing our youth. Yeah, they make mistakes, but they play for the shirt and badge. Do you want to add to that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would love to see the youth players. I mean, okay, we've gone into a more competitive thing now, you know, with it actually being a season. But if you look at some of the youth players if we look back a couple of weeks ago at the youth players that were playing in pre-season, they were playing harder and working harder than what some of the first team players are. And it's shocking that they're doing that, and the first team players that are getting paid hundreds of thousands of pounds aren't doing that.
Can you name like a couple of names of players that you think are ready to go?
Well, Ghana.
Youth players. Okay, Ghana. Okay.
Ghana should be coming in, I think. I'd love to see Zidane. I'd love to see Zidane in the team because I think he's a talent as well. Obviously, there's a couple that I'd like to see, but I don't think they're just ready yet. So I think they could do with a season.
Ghana, Zidane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that's a good shout. Deserved scale 1 to 10. Gunnar Goomza, how you doing? Armory again, how you doing? He said, why are we waiting? Sorry we're late, but we're here now. Hope you're enjoying the show. Matty from Football United TV, how you doing, brother? He's saying that was embarrassing. Gunnar Goomza saying, time for United gender and chill. So he's got his feet up, enjoying this. Silver Fox is saying, where are the rest of you? It's usually about 6 of you. Well, there's 2 of us facing the music, and you can shoot us down if you want. We're ready for you. Guarantee the kit will be used as an excuse. What do you think about the kit? I mean, do you remember when we played Southampton? Ferguson took off the grey shirts at half time and blamed the shirts for our poor performance. But I mean, I'm not sure about that. It's funny though. Not shocked, just disappointed. Hi, Bill Badger. How you doing, bro? Thanks for coming on. Could the players see each other? Talking about the shirts, I imagine. That's absolute idiocy from Ten Hag. Explain why by half time, please. I'm so cross with him. Okay, explain why. Is it the selection or something he did wrong? Gama Guns are saying you not only signed Martinez because Arsenal were linked to him. Hi, Mid-Tocker, Marius. How you doing? Nothing we could have done today would have changed the game. Just going to go through. You can read them out. I'm going to read out the important ones. Oh no, TalkMU saying his mental health is suffering with this garbage. Love this game, says Gumza. Rashford is poor. We will get on to him. Don't post my first post. Oh, sorry. Too late. I know you don't mean it. You didn't mean that. Time's called a spade. He hasn't looked good since out season break. Talk about Rashford, I imagine. Yeah, we're in this together. Come on, guys, let's get together. Yeah, sorry, too late. Sancho gone missing again. We got Gross instead of Butcher. Oh, God, that's brilliant. Yeah. Boy, I need cheering up. That is funny. Thank you, Boy. Boy will always cheer us up with jokes. Bill Badger saying it will get worse before it gets better. People will be moored by certain Dutch fans in the comments. Calm and patience, we get there. Bartham saying 100% with Harry on that foul. I'll do that every day of the week. Yeah, there you go. So I think we're dissing Rebels, dissing Harry, but it's something you got to do. Pyro Destiny saying serious question: why are the Glazers getting the blame? They spent all the money from your. Sorry, they spent money all you want from your owners. Really, spent a lot of money, haven't we? That's why I've always had that debate with people. I think we've got to focus on the football side of things. And when things go wrong, why do we always point fingers at Glazers when they have given a lot of money, £1 billion we spent on transfers?
But the issue with that is, it hasn't come from the Glazers. That has come from our pockets. The Glazers haven't funded anything. It's the fans that have funded it.
But Colin, the money's still been available for transfers. So we've had money available to transfer. We spent a lot more. Over the last 10, 15 years, we probably spent almost the highest amount. I think they always say, £1 billion or something on players. So something's going wrong with just picking out the right players. Someone's, not signing the right players, whoever that would be. You can't play De Gea in a single pivot. It's complete lunacy from Ten Hag. Okay, fair enough. That's what you're saying. I agree. But how are you guys? So we're going through. All right, let's just start talking about. We've talked about the lineup. I'm just going to go through the comments while we're talking. But let's talk about the first goal. And I think De Gea set the tone for the match here. Do you remember the goal? Obviously, De Silva scored it, cut in. Similar to that goal against Rayo Vallecano, where the guy was able to cut in and get a shot off. De Silva cut in from the right slightly and got a shot off. And the shot seemed a bit tame at first. But what happened next?
Well, I mean, I look at it a little bit differently because I'm a goalkeeper and a goalkeeping coach, so I look at it a bit differently. De Gea's gone down. De Gea's gone down to collect the ball, which, in fairness, that's what you would do as a goalkeeper. But he's got no body behind it. He's tried to scoop it up, but if you haven't got that body behind it, there's nothing there stopping it from carrying the motion. So he's gone to scoop it up. It's gone straight through, straight underneath, and into the bottom corner. It's really, really poor goalkeeping by De Gea, and I know he'll be upset about it and very disappointed by it as well, but he needs to do a lot better than that.
I mean, what do you think it is? Do you think could there be any excuse for that kind of thing to let the ball go under you? It's a bit like Taibbi, isn't it? Massimo Taibbi letting the ball run under him, and he got pelters for that. He was soon out the club. But I do recall he done at international level, maybe the Euros or something against Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo had a shot on him and it went under his body like that. So how would you, if you could justify that in any way, how could you justify that as a goalkeeper coach? What would you say? The sunlight? I don't know, because it wasn't really a hard shot, was it?
No, it wasn't. I mean, you could blame things like the sunlight getting in your eyes, maybe a player's obscuring your vision a little bit. But I'll be honest with you, there's no excuse at all. There is no excuse. If I'm watching a goalkeeper that I've trained for like one of the games I'm in or something like that, and he does that, especially at his near post as well, yeah. I'm giving him pelters. I am, because he's been training all week. He's been training God knows how long. to stop that from happening, and he's completely just he's messed it up, hasn't it, big time.
So he's got to throw his hands up and say that was a big error there. So this is the guy who's supposed to be the best at shot stopping. This is the guy who's been voted Player of the Year maybe 4 or 5 times over the last decade or so. This is the guy a lot of people defend because it's been up for judgment with say Dan Henderson leaving, for example. Is it Dean Henderson?
Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson. Well, Dan Henderson's a UFC fighter, isn't he? With Dean Henderson leaving, there's this debate about who would be better, who should be best suited, that kind of thing. So De Gea is going to get pelted, and rightly so, because the first goal is clearly down to him, and that's, in my opinion, set the tone for the game. It puts them on the front foot, and the confidence is low. And you can imagine what Ronaldo is doing. I actually close up of Ronaldo when that went in, because he's probably just throwing his hands up in the air. Just going through some more comments. FC United forever saying, I don't understand. Bruno should on the right with Eric on the left, not the reverse. This is in the midfield three, I think they're saying. I don't know if that makes any difference, but maybe we can look into that deeper. I'm not sure. Arsenal obviously lost their last 3 games, the first 3 games of the season last year. Bartha saying, I can't believe De Gea has come out and taken some responsibility. All right, so since we've been on, there's obviously been an interview or something, and De Gea's put his hands up. Thank you very much for tuning in. Give us a bit of joke with Eric Ten Hag. Also, Eric Ten Hag is forced to play that clown. He ain't naive. Abramovich is oil stakes. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going through. Just say hi to Jackie as well. David De Gea is giving feedback on the game on Sky right now at the moment. So thanks for giving us the feedback on the show again. So what do you think? David De Gea has come out. He's been a man. He's actually seems like, I haven't seen the interview obviously, but looks like he's taking full responsibility.
Well, he needs to come out and take responsibility for it. He's, like you said, he's been United's best player. He got voted as United's best player last season. He's been it for quite a while. If you make a mistake like that, you need to come out and hold your hands up and go, look, I'm sorry. It's not, I wasn't good enough today. I'll work on it. I need to go away and do this, this, and this to make sure it doesn't happen again, and make sure it doesn't happen again. An apology is all well and good, but if you're going to keep making the same mistakes over and over and over, then it's nothing.
Yeah, all right, totally. Just going to come to a point here. So bath time, obviously, we do a show on Tuesday nights. Bath time is a tactical expert. He's saying the man-to-man press and long channel balls again is what hurt us. The same thing against Brighton. They did the same to us, put us under pressure, pushing up high, man-to-man. As you can see with the second goal, for example, and those long channel balls again really hurt us. Sort of bypassing the midfield. They got a goalkeeper in Rea who can distribute the ball really well. Really effective play, simple but effective. It hurts us. So let's go on to the second goal. De Gea played out for the back. So this is something we've been drilled to do, sort of a set piece, playing the ball out from the back. I was thinking, right, Eriksen's there. He'd be able to receive the ball. You expect Eriksen to take on the half turn, scan, have a bit of vision to know if there's a man on his back. But clearly, Brentford manager has gone out there, and as Bath Time was saying here, the man-to-man press, and this is exactly what happened. So do you want to just go through the second goal and just describe it from where I took it off? De Gea's got the ball. What happened next?
Well, De Gea's played the ball out to Eriksen. Eriksen's gone to obviously take the ball and turn. He's had the ball taken off of him, and the rest is history.
He didn't turn. He tried to play a first.
He tried, yeah. He tried playing it out. But obviously he got the ball took off of him pretty much straight away. And then that was it. It was 2-0. They came into the box and slotted it away. I think...
I'm saying... Sorry, go ahead.
I think both De Gea and Eriksen have partial blame for that. Eriksen should probably have been a bit more aware of who's around him. But also De Gea, again, has to take some of the blame, because surely he would have known that somebody's sat on Eriksen, so not to play that ball to him.
Was he sat on him, or did he make a late charge to sort of close him down, do you think? Because maybe Eriksen, because I'm going to obviously have to go back and check. But I noticed later on in the half, it was drilled into him. The guy who closed him down was well off, and the man had shouted him to get him, and he made a late run to close him down. So do you think Eriksen scanned, realised he was okay, and then didn't realise that the guy had really sort of made a move on him?
Yeah, okay. I mean, it happened so quick, so it's really hard. I'll have to go back and watch it again. Mate, I'm going to give Ericsson the benefit of the doubt. And Scandal was like, yeah, okay, nobody's around me. I'll take the ball. But still, as soon as De Gea is going to go and play that ball, he surely should have seen that somebody's coming in, and then decided maybe that's not the best pass.
Yeah. I'm going to Jackie because Jackie is a full-time defender of David De Gea, and she really admires him and rates him. She's saying here also, David De Gea, I feel, misjudged the power of the ball. We're talking about the first goal maybe, as well as previously said, shouldn't have scooped the ball. It was an error. So she accepts as well that it was an error. He's taking responsibility, but not for crosses. We're going to come on to the third goal about that as well. FC United saying he should have worn a baseball cap because of talking about the sunlight. You can be easily blinded by the sun. At least the big Brentford keeper had the sense to wear one in the second half as well. So the second goal, obviously, I mean, I always feel that you should be encouraged to play the way you want to play going forward, and that is to play out from the back. Now, it's obvious that we have to do that, but sometimes you have to mix it up and play long. We both play Sunday football, for example. I know I'm encouraging my team to play it from the back. They might not have the ability to do it, but there are ways you can do that. And I think even in friendly games, I'm saying to them at the moment, the next 5 weeks, we play out from the back. And if we make a mistake, don't worry about it, but let's just try to do it so we have an option. And if you know nothing's on, then we go long. So De Gea maybe should have scanned it because he can see everything. He can't expect, or it communicates with you, man up, first time pass or something, get a bit of urgency. But I do think there's a bit of slackness today. You can see the difference in running stats and closing down from Brentford compared to Man United. So it's an attitude issue maybe as well. So obviously they're giving the ball away, Ericsson giving the ball away, and they slotted it home. And by this point, we're 2-0 down within a few, 20 minutes? At one point, it was 3-0 and 30 minutes gone. So it looked like every 10 minutes they were going to score. Anything to add to the second goal?
Honestly, I just don't know. Obviously, when you're playing from the back, your centre backs push out, and your left and right back push out a little bit as well. It's just a bit poor bit of play, really, isn't it? When we think about it,
should we be encouraged to continue it though? This doesn't mean we scrap this playing out
the
back.
No, it doesn't mean we scrap it.
Teams are setting up to try to exploit that now. So do we continue with this, do you think?
If Ten Hag wants us to play from the back, then we play from the back. But I think once Ten Hag has said to us, obviously, all right, let's play from the back, then it's down to the players when they're on the pitch. So they need to mix it up. They can't constantly play from the back, because the same thing is going to happen as what's happened today, and the same thing is going to happen as what happened last week. We get closed down and pinned in.
But if it's successful, what is the goal of playing out from the back?
It's keeping possession, not hoofing it long and losing the ball. Because without Ronaldo up top, who have we got to challenge for that ball when David De Gea hoofs it?
Right. Okay, fair enough. So I'll just say hi to Dukes, one of my brethren from a long time. I've met him in college, top bloke, and big into the hip hop and rap scene and doing his thing on the radio DJ as well. So big up to Dukes. How you doing, man? He's a Tottenham fan. He's saying, boy, it's going to be a hard road for United to win the title again, brethren. I'm saying at least 15, 20 years. Spurs will win it before you lot, brother. So he's out here to mock me. And then when I see you, I'm going to ignore you. Walk past you down the street if you're going to come like that with me, Marvin. So I'm only joking, Marvin. I love you, bro. Bath Time saying we 100% need to play the double pivot instead. So Bath Time's issue is we shouldn't play single pivot where what happened with Ericsson, for example, that's a single pivot. He's the only one there to receive the ball. He's saying we should play a double where there should be maybe two options there. He said, I know we all hate it, but we can't play out with these players that we got in the system. So when we're trying to play out, do you agree with this? Rather than the one man, Fred got eaten and munched like Pac-Man last week. And today, Ericsson got munched by like Pac-Man. Do you agree with that? Like the single pivot's not really going to work for us if teams are on us.
No, yeah, I do agree. I think we need that second one in there just to give some support.
Hi to Goldner. How you doing, man? I haven't seen you before. Welcome to the channel. It's a good point here. He's saying we're not clinical enough. We're giving out more space. So we're going on to Arctic Man. Welcome as well. He says, can someone please tell me what Sancho does? 80 million for a guy who has no pace, no stamina, can't beat a man, can't dribble, doesn't score, doesn't assist. I want to talk about this. Do you want to start on this one from Arctic Man about Sancho quickly. We'll come on to him later, but just briefly, what do you think about this statement here?
I completely disagree. 100% wholeheartedly disagree. Sancho is an amazing player. Yes, okay, he's not the quickest player. Fair enough. But he runs as much as he can in the game. Technically, he's amazing. He's really gifted technically. If you watch how he moves the ball around as well at his feet and when he pings a pass, he's probably one of the best at doing that at his age. So I really can't get along with this comment at all.
I'm like Arctic Man. I can see. I mean, it's been said a lot. His stats last year, he didn't have many assists. If you look at his returns at Dortmund compared to Man United, it's like day and night. It's really bad. So there is a question mark there. But I agree with Colin. I think if I'm comparing him and Rashford, Rashford doesn't use the ball well. I think today I've seen many occasions where Sancho's got the ball, tried a little thing, pop it into feet, give and go, that kind of thing, trying to create something by using his teammates to create something. I think he's a very good player, and I think he will come good when the team starts to improve around him and he starts to get more familiar with patterns of play, what we're supposed to be doing. But I think he is proactive the way he plays his football, and I see him being a lot more effective than Rashford, say, for example, who just gets the ball and doesn't seem to be able to pop into feet and give and go, that kind of thing, you know? He's not thinking like that. Rashford's looking to drive at people and give the ball away. He's not looking to do that, but that's what happens, you know. So, Artem, I hear what you're saying, but both of us kind of disagree. We still got a bit of faith in Sancho. We still think he's got the ability to do something. So we go to the third goal because this is where we're talking about set pieces now. We were warned. Brentford are like really good stats. You're the stat man, Colin. Do you know much about stats with Brentford and their set pieces? Well, we knew they were good, but just how good are they?
Well, without going deep diving and actually researching everything to do with Brentford and the stats, I know that they are very, very deadly from set pieces. You know, they've got quite a lot of height, so that helps them out a lot. I think it was showing you somewhere during the game, a little stat popped up, and I think there are only 2 teams above them for goals from set pieces.
Okay. So what happened today? How did they exploit us on this set piece? Because obviously this came from a corner, and I at one stage I counted 8 people within the box ready to attack the ball for Brentford. So what's their purpose here? What's the reason behind them relying on set pieces and scoring a goal from it against us?
I think it's because they're so clinical at it. Really, you know what I mean? Like I said, they've got a lot of height in the team. You know, they're all very good at attacking the ball while it's in the air. I mean, if you look at how United defended, it was very zonal. Players peeled off of players, and they wanted to keep that solid line. You know, they didn't want to break away and follow the player, and they absolutely rinsed us because of that. You know, the ball got played in, it got headed back across goal, and it was Ben Mee, I think it was, who scored the goal. He didn't even make a proper contact. He kind of fell over and it hit him on the head and went in.
What about Martinez? Because Martinez was sort of on the line when Ben Mee came through and headed it. He was sort of this is what I'm saying. He's always going to be accused of not having the height, and this was an ex-Burnley player who's a bit of a unit, Ben Mee. And I think Ben Mee used to play for Brentford. Actually, I'm not sure he did. Maybe I don't. Anyway, but yeah, he's a bit. What do you think about that? Do you think there'd be question marks now about Martinez and his height being exploited?
I mean, people are already questioning it, won't they? I think Martinez is going to come good. I really do. Height isn't an issue as such, but he needs to be played in games where it's not going to be massively required. So, like I said earlier, you know, Martinez in this kind of game isn't the right kind of guy. You know, you need somebody a bit bigger, a bit stronger, who knows how these teams kind of play, because they were targeting him with these crosses and these long balls all game because they knew they had. I can't remember who one of the strikers were, but Ivan Toney's bigger than him, and Ivan Toney's going to outjump him.
Yeah, I saw Tony even like he gives everyone a hard time from holding on the ball. He knows how to play that game completely. Even Maguire was struggling with him today in open play. Just because with the corner, I think these are drilled set pieces. They put it into the danger area. They crowd the box. When you got 8 people, we were playing zonal. I saw Maguire was the free man, especially today. and they just bypassed him. And there's a couple where they hit to the back post, and it's sort of a ploy. And Tony was there peeling off his man, and Benmi blocked Eriksen's run. And for one where he could have scored, and Eriksen just about got back in there. So it's a good rehearsed set piece that they're pulling here, and well played to them because it worked. And this time with the goal, it sort of came back across the goal, and they won a second ball again, and they slotted it in or headed it in at the back post. So unfortunately, that made it 3-0. And now we're thinking, what are you thinking at this point when it's 3-0 down, Colin?
I'll keep it PG. I was thinking, this. Honestly, I was thinking this couldn't be any worse than what it is right now. I was joking because I was in the chat. I was joking. I said 4-0. It was going to finish 4-0 to Brentford before the game even finished, or even started. Even I said 4-0. And
just a few comments here. From TalkMU, you done the watch along. I hope you guys tuned in and watched the watch along. TalkMU saying, hold on a minute, hold the phone, as TalkMU would say. It says Sancho is offering nothing in regards to forward play and creating opportunities. Paddy saying, Colin, Sancho, like a lot of players, end up at the United graveyard of failures, and they're both not effective. It's done, OMONDI. So both TalkMU and Paddy, they disagree with us about Sancho and what he can offer to the game. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. I mean, they see things differently, don't they? And that's the good thing about football. We can bump heads about these things, you know. So Arctic Man, he agrees with you. So these guys all disagree. They're saying that Sancho's offering nothing. OMONDI, I want your thoughts on Martinez. Martinez, I think today was, what's that word? Big Lebowski. You're out of your effing element, Donny. That's how it seemed today. I think maybe a bit unwise to play him again this week, with considering what Brentford we were up against with Brentford. If you do your homework on teams, you'll know. I mean, we got exploited. Brentford going to press us high. You called it bath time. To be fair, I was going to text you during the game and say, bruv, you called this to a T, because you were saying a lot of things exactly was going to happen, and did. So with Martinez, I think on the ball, he's good. When we had spells in the game where he was on the ball, he was trying to pop it off, trying to play. But I just think he was a bit overrun today, and I think I would drop him for a time being until we get a few wins under our belts and get back on it. But I just feel I need to go back, watch the game, and really analyse what he's doing. But on set pieces, like the goal, for example, the third goal from the corner, I felt that he could have just come in and even blocked the guy rather than stand on the line, stand on the man and team, because these guys get a run and jump on you a lot of the time, and then there's no way for him to stop that. He was running off the goal line to try and challenge the ball, which was, he had no chance on that. If I was him, I would have stood on the man, because that way the man can't get anything on the header maybe. But overall, I still think he's a talented player. I just think maybe from now, you don't want to kill people's confidence. The confidence is really low in the squad already. And just maybe now, just take him out for a few weeks if we can, if we've got availability, and let him sit back and watch games and then get used to the physicality of the Premiership. Because I think now what's going to happen is most managers, when they do their data, their analysis and that kind of thing, they would probably try and target him, and for the height reasons and set pieces and that kind of thing, and get their big man on him or try to exploit him like that. So we'll see. But it really made me laugh what he said about Butcher, more like a baker. It could be said. So the fourth goal, this is the last one I've wrote here. There was no rest defence. We've spoken about this. Should be 5 men at the back. Harry Maguire, we were sort of trying to probe them, but we weren't getting anywhere. We weren't really popping the ball off quickly to break them down. They sat back, soaked it up. Harry Maguire had actually pushed into our half and was trying to sort of get some play going. And then they broke. And then at that point, we got like 4 guys or maybe even 3 guys at the back, when it should really be more insurance there and maybe have more numbers there. And unfortunately, we didn't. And they broke. One ball. Tony played a nice ball cross. And the guy is very quick, isn't he? Get away from Shaw. Shaw had no chance. And I'm glad in a way Shaw didn't bring him down, because that would have been, in my mind, I'm not having this. And that's a red card. It's a professional foul. So they've scored. I think I put down here maybe sweep a keeper if De Gea was off his line, but then I don't think that's really fair on him. But I just feel like I want a keeper that's going to give you that sort of thing. make an argument for it, at least come out. But I just think it's a very good goal. They've soaked us up. We were out of position at this point, and they've exploited us completely. And if you look back at it, I need to go back and check. Obviously, I've just watched the game, but I just think my main thing I'm noticing is that the numbers weren't there. And as as a defender, you want to have insurance there. So if they do break, you can snap it up. And that didn't happen today. It was one long ball, I think, to Tony into the channels. He just played it square across the goal, and the guy got there good first touch, got in front of Shaw, so he couldn't foul, and just slotted it home. Your thoughts on the fourth goal?
Yeah, I mean, really good goal. I can't take anything away from Brentford with that goal. I think we had 2 players and 1 running back. That's what we had in our half. So I think we had 1 player just coming over the halfway line as Tony picked up the ball. And then 2 players defended, obviously one of them being Shaw. I can't remember who the other one was, but he was trying to get close to Tony. Ball played across. Shaw, I'm glad Shaw didn't bring him down as well. But I think some fans will be like, why didn't you bring him down? Take the red card for the team. At least it's not a goal. But no,
I think he done the right thing. I think, very good guy. I think he done the right thing. The man was very smart as well. He's so quick. I don't think anyone's going to catch him. Don't care who you are. Even that, he's rapid, that guy. And once he used his body well to get in front of him, where Shaw had to sort of back off, or he was going to trip him or touch him, and he could have easily gone down. So Paddy's saying here, why didn't Shaw, Dello, and Maguire be dragged off at halftime? Bartime saying he has been targeted in both games so far, and we lost them both. It's a huge worry. I think he's referring to Martinez. We'll say, Matthew, your brother is it 18th birthday. Big up, happy birthday to your brother. If I'm right there in saying that. Colin play him next week against Liverpool when with their number 9 and that idiot Maguire. So Paddy's fuming. Smoke coming from his nostrils right now. He's mad out here. Madness not to have Scott in for those set pieces. He's saying, FC United forever saying, talking me what happened, eating donuts with a hammer, were you? What happened is talking me was doing a watch along, and I think he punched something. So talking me, sort out that hand. I hope it's okay. It's not too damaged. Paddy's saying, free man, OMONDI, Maguire, he is gone, fella. Don't protect the indefendable. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I thought Maguire was okay today. I thought he done well. But this is what I'm saying. It's all about football opinions. Septar, how you doing, man? He said, although De Gea was awful today, he did STD that no one has for the past couple of years taking responsibility. Okay, so by coming on afterwards and sort of owning up and saying he'd take responsibility, you've given him kudos points for that. Eddie, how you doing, Football Waffle? He said, Paddy, I know that, but Maguire wasn't any better. But was Maguire any better? Ten Hag is sticking with his liability as captain, so he's protected for some reason. I don't want to go into it too much. Maybe we'll go into this later, but because I could sit here and defend Maguire because I just feel he's the easy target for people to say it's Maguire's fault when there's other players and other things going wrong on the pitch. Matthew Bassett saying, likewise, I'm meant to be celebrating my little bro's birthday. They've ruined my weekend again. TalkMU, they're going off. I just want to go on to play that booth on. Okay, so here we go. Jackie saying Gary Neville has a serious face on, covering many issues, including leadership from the top. Glazers included. Now Jamie Redknapp's trying to be intelligent and challenging Gary. It's going to be 9-0 next week, says Paddy. Goldner saying the main issue goes to the scout and entire board. We need 5 good players, especially in midfield. So I'm going to stop there right now. Got to half-time. He's made changes. He's brought off Shaw from Malacia, brought off Martinez for Varane, and brought off Fred for McTominay. Do you agree with those changes? Anything else you would have done at halftime? And what would they have said at halftime into the changing room?
Well, what would he have said at halftime? I think he would have laid into him at halftime, asked them what they've been training for. What's the point of even being here? I was saying, he might as well turn around and say to him, you know what, boys, get your kit off, get on bus, go on, we'll just head back now. So we might as well, because you haven't turned up. The changes, okay. We were a bit more solid in the second half, so I can't really knock the changes. Varane came in, made a difference. Malacia came in, I thought he looked good. Everyone's going to be going on about Scott McTominay in the second half and how we didn't concede a goal. So he's he's a saviour in the second half in the midfield, which I don't agree with at all. I was surprised he didn't get sent off.
Why don't you agree with that?
Because he just does what he does, doesn't he, McTominay? He's not good enough. McTominay is not good enough to be in a Man United shirt at all. I don't think he's good enough to be in a Premiership team.
What in our midfield? Do you think he's a midfielder? Do you think he's got the attributes to be? No,
not at all.
Centre back, maybe.
If he calms down a bit and stops throwing in reckless tackles, then he might be a good centre back. But I just can't rate McTominay. He just reminds me of watching like Bambi, the Disney movie Bambi, when he first goes on ice and he's like all over the place. That's what he just reminds me of every single time.
Okay, so there's a lot of comments here. So Paddy saying Shaw is slow. OMONDI cart horse. Yeah, I think with the goal, he's there's always big allegations about his weight, but I think he can move. He can move a bit, but up against a guy like that who scored the goal, I think he's super rapid, and I don't think anyone would have caught him. But I think it's the starting position what I don't like when they're breaking on us like that. As Bath Time always states, it's about the rest defense and having that insurance there, so you don't concede goals like that. That's really disappointing. Bath Time, I'm sorry, Paddy here saying Bobby Moore, Maguire, and one day get him out of the club ASAP. So they're still going on about Maguire. I'd like to go into detail. Ask what is the reason? What is the reason you're going on about Maguire? He's going to go mad here. OMONDI, he's saying, he's gritting his teeth. Why is he captain? Did Maguire really have a bad game for you, Colin? Because it seems like Maguire's getting a lot of stick in the comments.
I mean, it wasn't that bad in comparison to previous games I've seen him in. Was he effective? No, not really. But I'm just kind of fed up of just seeing it over and over and over again every single week.
So he's saying he hasn't got the inner leadership gene. That's from Paddy. And Barth saying, I think Maguire was our best defender again. Not saying much, to be fair, but it's becoming an issue of leadership now. So we don't really have that leadership. I think Maguire does a good job. I don't think he was done anything particularly wrong. Maybe I have to analyze the game again. But for me, there's other players that come before him if we're going to be criticising right now, I think. But leadership, I see when him and Ericsson were talking after one of the goals, and I didn't see Ericsson was talking to him, and he was like, he probably knew the camera was on him, and he wasn't really saying much. I was thinking, this is your time, Maguire, to say, Ericsson, why weren't or even look animated or something like? But he was just like listening to him and mumbling something, and I was thinking, that doesn't really give you an air of confidence. So there I am, not dissing Maguire, but I endorse him a lot of the time. But there I am saying something from what I've seen, my observation. I want to see a bit more from him about leadership. So I do accept that point. Maybe he's not a leader, but he does his job. Jack said, Bath Time, go and enjoy your chicken. Yeah, come on. Anyone who's watching, please press the like button because we're going to be winding up very soon. We've been going for 42 minutes and we still haven't really, sort of broken down what's going wrong. Let's talk about, let's just talk on, have a little freestyle session here, Colin, because I want to get your opinion now about where we're at. Because pre-season we looked okay. Now we come into the Premiership, and we've had two teams who are mainly mid-table teams. One seagull shat on us, and the other one stung us like a bee. What's next for Man United if that's the case? What do you think needs to happen? Do we need to change the shape? Do we need to be a bit more compact? Do we need to sort of make sure we're not conceding? Do we need to sort of maybe drop players deeper, our starting position, so to be a bit more secure and try to build, better? What are the main issues here? I mean, we've lost 2-1 and 4-0 now.
Well, clearly the main issues are conceding goals. That's the main issue. We need to solidify that defense, make sure it's harder to get through because teams are literally just skipping past defenders and shaking their hands as they're going past, as they're putting it back at net at a minute. It's just completely ridiculous.
I don't see skipping past our defenders. I don't think we're getting played through like that. Maybe the counter-attacking goal today, there was one from a corner. There was two mistakes, one from De Gea letting the ball go under him, and the other one where we tried to play it out and got pinched. So I don't see them playing through us in a way. I think there is a system we're trying to employ, but it's a case where it takes time for this system to get through to the players, a lot longer than I actually thought it would do, to make us more secure. So, any opinions on that?
No, yeah, obviously, a new system like this and what Erik ten Hag is trying to get him to play is going to take time. The players aren't going to learn it in a week. They're not going to learn it in 2 weeks. It's going to take time. But these players need to start learning fast and very fast. We've got Liverpool next week. If we're getting annihilated 4-0 tonight against Brentford, what is the score going to be next week when we're against a team that will just relentlessly, and I mean relentlessly, put pressure on you, keep you in your box, and take a shot at you every single second of the game if they possibly can do?
Yeah. I've got a comment here because the manager's talking now live on Sky, I imagine, and Jackie's giving us a feedback, our roving reporter. Thank you, Jackie. And she's saying that Erik ten Hag is being interviewed. He looks shell-shocked. He's struggling to put his words together. I don't imagine he's ever been in a situation like this. How do you feel for the guy? I mean, do you feel sorry for him right now?
Yes and no, in a way. Yes, because obviously he wouldn't have been expecting this at all. Not a chance. And I kind of don't feel sorry for him either because he knows what he's come to. He knows he's come to a ship that's sinking. So, he's chose.
Any positives from today? Because I'd say a few. I thought that we would try and the only issue, I won't say positives, but there was periods in the game where we tried to use the ball and they just sat back, and we tried to break them down, but we couldn't. I don't think the passes were decisive enough. I don't think there was much going on. We were really trying a little flick or two, trying to, a few rotations in there, and nothing really came off for us. It was just easy for them to defend against. And being 2-0 up, you can sit back in and say, break us down. And we don't have the confidence or the ability at the moment or the patterns of play to do that, I imagine. So I'm disappointed by that, but I'm happy to have seen using the ball. But just getting to a certain area where we have up against a low block like that, we were out of ideas, I imagine. We didn't know what to do. And a couple of times we were trying to swing balls in. And, you can't do that against Brentford. I remember last time we played Brentford, they got 3 big centre-backs. So they would just clear everything. They want you to do this. All right, you can't break us down. Try a cross. Bam, we clear that. Easy pickings. Even the goalkeeper was coming out off his 6-yard box to claim stuff, which is really impressive for him as well. De Gea, take note. So, yeah, any positives you can see?
I mean, there were none from first half whatsoever. Second half, I saw a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, shall we say. The tunnel's very, very far away. But yeah, I like the way that we used the ball in the second half. We seemed to a little bit more awake. The passes weren't, well, not all the passes, but quite a few bits of plays that we had. We got up the field quite well, and I like the fact that Varane's playing as well. He still seems very strong, calm. We dealt with quite a lot. Good to see Malacia getting some game time as well.
What do you think about Malacia today? I thought he played all right.
Yeah, I thought he did. Yeah, I like Malacia.
What about the final third? There's a couple times in the final third. I thought, okay, yeah, you can drive. What do you think about him?
No, I loved it. He was back there defending, and when we were going forward, he was like you said, he was driving up that side. He was pushing us forward, and I really want to see him get more game time because I think that's something we need. Because I as much as Shaw has been great for United, I don't think he can do it anymore.
Okay, I'll say here, Jackie is saying, asking Bath time, do you think that Erik ten Hag had a style of play he wants and just sticks to it no matter what? What do you think about that? Do you think, because now we've lost 2 games in a row, do you persist with this system that he's trying to employ, or do you try to adjust now and try to adapt a few things until you get the players that really would enhance the system? What's your thoughts on that?
It needs players,
So it's the players that we need better players to play this way. Fair enough. I agree with Paddy here. Paddy said no penetration, diddling on the ball. Dello, Shaw, P45 is waiting. Paddy's furious. He's absolutely furious today. Only positive is definitely played 10 Tom Heaton and Varane. Says JR. Andy Herbert says he's Arsenal fan. Mondi, the guys were fuming on the watch along. I think they want paying. Solo, get your wallet out. FC United saying forever. Who said they played well? What the F? Sorry. Both Varane, Malacia, when they came on, both defended and cleared their lines. And Talk is saying we have to be honest with ourselves and admit that this squad is a mishmash of players that do not complement each other because it is not Ten Hag's team. That's a very good point. I do agree with that, Talk, MU. Jack, in response to what Jackie was asking, bath time, he's saying 100%, but he doesn't have the players for it. So, as you said, Colin, so good point there, Colin, as well. FE United forever saying that's when we're trying to clear 9 or 10 players, 10 players, the ball to opposition. Anyway, want to say hi to Saint. We will see you next week. Liverpool fan, how you doing, Saint? Nice for you to join us. I wonder why. But anyway, we'll see you next Monday. We're hoping to come there and get some revenge on you for what happened last season as Liverpool fans. And I know it's not looking good for us. So, yeah, ha, ha, ha. Man United, the gift that keeps on giving. So, yeah, we are the banter club right now. Seems like everyone's on our case. Paddy saying here, double pivot. Darius, Fred, oh my, please, it's done in midfield. So, yeah, someone check on Paddy, please, later. Because I think Paddy's furious. He's not going well for him tonight. He's going to be going mad at someone. So, someone go and check on him and let him cool down a little bit. So anyway, big up to the Saint at Liverpool FC. Go and check out his channel. He's been on the show before, and yeah, good crack, good knowledge about football as well. And we will see you next week, hopefully, and whoop you. So we're going to wind it down now. Any last words, Colin? Now, let's go through. Let's do a little player rating. De Gea, what would you rate him today?
2.
Just so 5 is average, 10 is magnificent. 2 is what? What would you call that if we're naming scores?
Trash.
Trash. I would say I'll give him a 0. Considering zeros were being handed out today. Yeah. Right back Dalot, I'm going to give him a 3. I don't think he's done enough with the ball. There's plenty of time he had the ball coming out, and I just think he's not doing enough with the ball. I thought he was a good ball player, but there's not much happening with him. So, yeah, I don't think Dalot, I'll give him a 3, which you said trash is 2. 3 is super poor. Dalot.
Yeah, I'll go with 3.
Okay. Right, the centre backs, we've got Martinez and Maguire. Maguire, I'm going to give an average of 5. Martinez, I think with the goal, with the corner, he had a few issues, and I just think he's just out of shape, out of shape. It's just out of sorts with dealing with what he had to deal with in the last couple of games. So I'm going to give him a super poor 3.
Maguire, I'll give. Yeah, he didn't really do anything good or bad as such. He was there, so I'll probably give him a 5 as well. Mid-average. Martinez, I probably after today's performance I'd give him a 3.
Okay. Going left back to Shaw and Malacia. I think Shaw was very poor, super poor. I'm going to give him a 3. And Malacia, when he came on, I give him a 6. I'm trying to be encouraged here. I'm saying a 6. It might be exaggerated, but I just feel that, yeah, I'm encouraged for what I saw. I saw one time when he pushed up. He knew the guy was offside, challenged back, got with the guy who scored the goal. Forget his name. What's his name? The little short Brentford striker. And got back and knew it was offside, but still got back, came through the ball, cleared it, and then straight away said to ref, that's offside, And then I like his attitude. He's someone who's going to get up and say, come on, get the F, come on, lads, come on and sort this out. I like that fire in him, as I say. That's why I'll give him a 6. I think he's promising, very promising player. Your thoughts? Sure.
A 1 for sure. And I'll give Malacia a 5.
Okay. We're coming to the midfield now. Eriksen, Fred started, and Bruno. I'm going to go Eriksen. I have to give him a 4 today. I said super poor was a 3. I'm going to say just below average for me is a 4. So Eriksen today, below average. He's playing deep. Obviously, the mistake for the goal, the second goal, He should have really scanned. You expect this from Eriksen. He can usually take on a half turn and play at his own pace, but he was munched today. Pac-Man, you're out. Yam. And they know him very well. They know his game. So that was probably a ploy as well. But yeah, unfortunate for him. He played below average. That's a 4. Then I've got Bruno. I'm not happy with Bruno. Bruno gets a super poor 3. And Fred gets a 2 for me, which is trash. Those are realistic scores for me. What do you think? Your scores, please, bro.
Yeah, Eriksen a 4 for me as well. He was at fault for one of the goals, as we've said. Fred, I'm going to give Fred a 2, and I'm on the same. Yeah, I'm on the same as you with Bruno. I'm really not happy with Bruno. I really don't see what he's bringing to the squad at the minute at all. So I'm giving Bruno a 1.
Yeah. Just Paddy, Jackie saying to Paddy, I would suggest you book counselling before and after. Joking aside, it would be a great night. Yeah. So Paddy, just take it easy. We love you, Paddy. just try and calm it down. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Generously saying there. So we got Shaw 1, Malacia 5, says JR. Malacia 5, he's doing fine, says bath time. Paddy saying, I'm done, I can't watch anymore. Paddy saying, I love Malacia, so he's giving him an 8. Oh, that's very positive. So there is some positives here. Paddy's having that 8. Fred gets minus 500. I love these scores, guys. A 1 for Dalot. Eriksen gets a 5 from Paddy. So they're all chipping in. So we've done the midfield. We're going to go to the forward line. So we've got Ronaldo for me. Frustrated today. I think you see he's frustrated. Super poor, which would be a 3 for me for Ronaldo. For his standards, he was super poor. He tried, a little bit. Couldn't get much service. Wasn't fed. And he's getting frustrated. And I don't know where his head's at now because obviously he wants to leave. Sancho, I like what he's trying to do. I'm going to give him a below average 4 because he was trying to do the right thing, but it wasn't coming off. Trying to, pass and move and, and he didn't get, when he's 1-on-1, defenders they back off. They respect him. He will dribble past you. He will do a little trick or something or drop the shoulder and go. He can go both ways. So I like him as a player. I think he will improve once the team improves. And Rashford for me is a 2. Rashford, Trashford. I just really disappointed with the man. I want to see much better from him, but I don't think he's got it. What's your front line, please?
Again, I'm a bit disappointed with Ronaldo, so I'm going to give Ronaldo 3. Sancho, he's got a lot more to his game, which he's just not getting it out right now, and I think that's affecting him. So I'll probably give him a 3 on today's game as well. And Rashford, I'm going to have to go with a 1.
Okay. Elanga came on as well. And I think did that Donny Van Beek come on? By that point, I was my eyes were watering. I didn't see much. We're not going to talk about that. Anyway, we've done an hour. We've got 2 minutes to go. Any final words? Anything you want to say to anyone in the comments? Anything you want to say to the Man United fans in general? That's hopeful speech.
It's going to be hard, and it's going to get worse next week. But keep your faith and keep behind the team and Erik ten Hag. And I'm sure at some point this season, hopefully very, very soon, we will see a massive positive change.
Beautiful. Beautiful speech. Who's your speech writer?
Myself.
That was off the dome. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Anyone else in? We've got Stephen Fleetley. How you doing, Stephen Fleetley? Chivi, go check him out. How you doing, brother? He's an Arsenal fan. Agree, taught the badge is too big for them. Your owners and boards should be disgusted for not backing Ten Hag, which is why I said that despite getting him in, it won't work until the board and owners leave. So he's another one who's in support of the board being an issue. Awful, says Richard. And blind leading the blinds, yeah. So it always comes back now to the Glazers. I would say to you guys, I'm still positive about it. It's the second game of the season. Sometimes when you lose, you really win. Hopefully, the win would be that we would address the issues now. And I think sometimes you have to highlight just how poor it is. You don't want to go into the season and let the transfer window close by us getting good results. For example, we've got 2 really bad results for the last couple of weeks. So now, the pressure's going to be on. And what usually happens, they usually release the hounds or release some cash or release something to sweet up the fans or appease us in a way. I do think you need to sort of give the manager some time to employ his tactics. I think the tactics will work once we've got the right personnel in there. I just think at the moment the attitude is wrong. A lot of the players need an attitude adjustment, and I think what Ralph started to do was clear some of the players who weren't on it, and you can see they're not on it. And I think Eric's starting to realise now who he can trust and who he can't trust. And we can name names, but we can do that in another show, I'm sure. I'm sure you can cover that next week. Check out Colin. Colin, what you got lined up? You got anything during the week?
Yeah, so tomorrow on FTB, we're covering the Chelsea game tomorrow. So if anybody wants to come by and watch that, please do feel free. Monday night, we are doing a weekend review of all the games as well on FTB. That's 7:30 there. And then also on the United agenda, we've got the Fantasy League. And
also we'll be back on Monday, 8:30, to do the Monday night show. That is, it's going to be Andy Tate. So you can imagine the passion, and we might get some real hardcore, passionate slogans. I mean, we had Paddy on today, really going in. I imagine what Mr. Tate's going to be saying about the performance. He's going to be gutted, I'm sure. So make sure you tune in. That's Monday, 8:30, and every night of the week, 8:30. Obviously, Tuesday night we've got the Fantasy Football League. I don't know if that really matters right now. I don't care about what's going on. I more care about United at the moment. And at 10 o'clock, Bath Time, and I just want to salute Bath Time again. Bath Time is bringing some great stuff to the show, really raising the bar when it comes to tactical knowledge and illustration, showing us exactly what's going wrong. I think the majority of us could see what went wrong today with the goals. It was pretty obvious how the mistakes were. But I think we're going to sit down at 10 o'clock on Tuesday and go through it. And don't forget, on Friday night, 10 p.m., we've got the takeaway as well with the lads that'll be Mr. B and TalkMU. And every night of the week, we've got at 8:30, we're doing shows. So I really do appreciate everyone tuning in. I hope you can press the like button and give us a like. It's really been difficult for me and Colin to come on today so soon after such a devastating defeat like that. We're trying to be positive about it. There's not many positives, but that's the intention. We just want to try and look forward and see how we can improve in the future and just get behind our club. These times like now when we're on a face, we need everyone to get behind the club and get behind the channel as well, because it's hard graft doing this when we're losing this badly. So I'm off now. I'm going to go shake a leg. Guys, I'm off to a party. My brother's DJing. There's going to be some rare grooves, some reggae revival, and some skanking going on. And I'm going to forget about all my worries and all my woes. What are you doing, Colin? You doing anything tonight?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to watch Match at Day.
Oh, God. Don't punish yourself. Don't punish yourself like that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all the comments. We're signing out. It's the dream team, myself and Colin. We did our best, but it probably wasn't good enough because the result wasn't good enough. So the passion is really struggling out here. Anyway, have a lovely weekend, guys, if you can. And don't answer your phone. Don't respond to texts. And someone go check up on Paddy. See you later, guys.